My name is Mark Anderson. I'm a senior project consultant at Complete Discovery Source. So the nature of the case, we were approached by a corporate client who is a global technology vendor. They'd received a data subject access request. So under GDPR, they had 1 month to provide a copy of the requester's personal information. Data subject access requests are so challenging because of the short time period that you have to adhere to the request. So when data comes in, normally they can come in at any time, and people aren't prepared for them. So people might spend the first week seeking legal advice in order to find out how to deal with the subject access request, find out where their data is stored, and that's even before they've approached and thought about how to review this data. Once you have the data, these can be very large, and in order to review them, search them, redact them all within a 1 month period makes it very challenging. The scope of the request was to provide a copy of the individual's personal data, so the keywords were very broad. After we applied the keywords using their exchange system, we were left with over 1 million documents, which we then loaded into Relativity 1. Once we loaded the data into Relativity 1, we obviously processed it, we deduplicated it and denisted it as we would with any other case. We then applied more advanced deduplication technologies in order to only provide unique data. Once we had this data set, we then applied relativity analytics to remove earlier email threads and textual near duplicates to further reduce their data size. We then looked at search term reports in order to identify documents which had low richness, and we looked at textual patterns to remove false positives from the data. So this left them with a much more succinct population, reducing it from around 1 million documents to around 12,500 documents for review. The client's feedback on the case was that they couldn't have done this with their in-house technologies. Even having their own systems where they could search the data, they didn't have a system where they could review, redact, deduplicate data, let alone apply analytics, especially in one unified platform. Our client said that CDS's expertise and use of Rail 1 took an unmanageable body of data and turned it into a focused and manageable dataset. Our business goals have always been to provide our client with the best level of customer service. Using Relativity 1, we have a platform that's fast and always up to date and always on the best and latest technology in relativity. The relativity pricing model also allows us to provide a very simple and cost-effective price model, which our clients really appreciate, and it lets them know what they need and what they're going to get up front. So Relativity 1 has allowed us to provide a very cost-effective approach to managed services, allowing our customers to bring in their billables in-house and reduce their annual e-discovery spend by having a subscription service for us. And this means that they can manage their e-discovery spend and manage as much of the e-discovery process as little as much as they want. I think the most exciting thing about Relativity 1 at the moment is the release of the new viewer. So the short message viewer means that we can now put in Bloomberg chats and review them directly within Relativity, but it also means that some of the less well-known formats such as Slack and iMessage and WhatsApp, which had very difficult workflows to review before, are now all available within the Relativity platform. That alongside communication analysis means that we can now offer a more analytical approach, an investigatory approach to reviewing data where you can see who's talking to who, what they're talking about, and kind of look at not only the people you know about, but who you might not have thought about within the case.